Participants at the 2024 Africa Shared Value and ESG Summit in partnership with Nation Media Group have underscored the importance of innovative strategies for sustainable growth across various socio-economic sectors. On the second day of the conference, speakers made appeals for urgent social and business transformation in building a just and equitable society. The main discussion centered on integrity, governance, and human rights. The session highlighted the essential role of media in promoting transparency and accountability within governance structures. Joe Ageyo, the editor-in-chief at Nation Media Group, emphasized the critical need for responsible journalism, saying that as media becomes more commercialized, it becomes necessary to churn news that reflect societal values while remaining independent, transparent, and accountable. The summit also delved into access to healthcare as a fundamental right in Africa. Pundits argued that health equity is not just a moral imperative, but essential for fostering a resilient economy. Panelists presented compelling case studies demonstrating how new technologies have expanded healthcare access in remote areas.
Transparency, knowing what is going on so that we can have a conversation around it. One of the things that you find in many African countries that the media exposes things because there are things that people ought to know, but leaders and people in authority go and do them supposedly on behalf of the people, but the people themselves have no idea. So when we expose that, then it creates the possibility of those leaders being held to account to the things that they have promised the people. So I see the role of the media being that much more encompassing in underpinning most of the other things that we are talking about, because as long as we are not discussing it, as long as there is no dialogue around it, then chances are that the decisions that will be made will be unequal and are likely to disadvantage one group or other in society.
Shared value, disciplines and principles includes ethical businesses. So you have to be ethical as a business. And if you're ethical at a business, then you won't be corrupt. You won't say yes to those elements within a business that is actually going to affect the business in a negative way. If you're an ethical business, you will be concerned about the communities in which you operate. And for me, that's what the concept of shared value says to everybody out there. You have to be an ethical business if you want to claim that you're a shared value organization.
So looking at this technology, it can actually provide recommendations offline as well, which means that whenever your internet access gets cut out, you can still access the artificial intelligence and the triage, whether you're out there in the rural area, as long as you have access to some kind of device to access it, of course, and you can still get those recommendations. That's something we're working on to now be able to penetrate the lower segments of the socio-economic aspects here in Africa. So it's all about adopting the technology in the end, and there's many ways to do it, because when you're building a database for AI, and most of our data sets are, of course, African data sets, to make sure we provide the right recommendations so people can now access it when they're offline as well.